Hello everybody and welcome back to TCG Cardshop Sim. It's been a minute with the Pal World update and then TCG Collection Simulator having a pretty huge update. So it's good to finally be back at the ODG's TCGs. Today we're going to be opening a bunch of packs. And yeah, just generally chatting about how our week went. Unfortunately, there's not really much to talk about, but 6,300. So I've been seeing a couple of things kind of blow up on the internet as of recent, or at least have blown up on the internet, and people are kind of talking about them again, and things are making their rounds and stuff like that. And it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, whatever. And it's the whole Pal World's new Pal giant whale looking like Kyogre, but not really. But people are making stretches so they can basically say Pal World is blatantly copying Pokemon again. It's like Pokemon fans just don't understand that there are differences in the games. They still see it as a blatant ripoff, even though it's so much more. It's become its own entire entity by this point. That's a them problem, to be honest with you. Over the weekend, I did try and play Core Keeper a little bit to kind of get past the desert boss, since we've already pretty much seen the entirety of the desert boss. We almost beat it and then died multiple times, or failed multiple times, so we kind of seen everything it has to offer. Besides, of course, like getting the ability and then going back and talking to the core to see what it has to say and all that stuff. Excuse me. Got a message on my phone. Might be important. No. Just storms, likely in the next hour. Well, I mean, that is important. But, I've still been struggling with that a little bit. The 160, our first hit of the stream. Nice. Not bad. But, yeah, so it's honestly just a matter of making the right food and pushing past the boss. Don't know if my friend is going to be available Wednesday, but if they're not, then I want to have at least beaten the boss off stream on my world, so I can immediately jump into progress. And worst comes to worst, we switch. We have our own playthrough that we just do on our own time on his world, and the main world becomes mine. And that's like absolute worst case scenario to where we for some reason cannot get past that boss on our playthrough, if I somehow manage to beat it on mine. But I do still enjoy the desert boss. I think he's interesting. Well, it's a little toss-up. He's annoying, but not the worst design. Like, I don't hate the design, I just think he's kind of meh. I know I kind of backtracked a bit there, but I got to thinking about it. It's like, I do like all of the bosses to an extent, but some of them are meh. And this is one of them that's just meh. I don't hate him, but I do hate his minion spawn spam. That is annoying. I will give it that. 455. That's a nice card. And then, of course, off stream, I looked into getting, I forget their names, but the gambler dudes on Suikoden. The dice game dudes. And turns out that I cannot get them right at this moment because I have a mainline story quest going. So as annoying as it is, I have to leave it there for now. I was really annoyed with my luck during the attempts to get him, but I can get him off stream after we finish a mainline story quest. Because once we reach a new area, a lot of the time is spent exploring that new area. I'm betting that the infiltration arc and the rescue arc is going to probably wind up finished next time I stream it. And I probably won't progress much further on that stream. I will probably wind up like checking the areas around or something. It all depends on what happens during that arc. Hopefully I can take my time, go through it slowly, because there are a couple of recruitable characters, at least, or important characters, I should say, that were there. But beyond that, I also played a bit more Power World. I actually haven't done a whole lot of grinding, because I feel like I've set myself up to a point where I really don't need to grind that much at the moment. Like, getting plate steel is going to be a pain in the ass, because, well, it takes crude oil, and crude oil is something that you either have or you don't. And it takes quite a bit to get the crude oil stocked up. Plate steel for balls, armors, and everything else, it's going to be a bit of a pain. And I'm like literally right around the corner from it. So, 160. Managed to get a couple of the expeditions done. As well, those higher level expeditions. I have not leveled up at all off stream this time because of how little grinding I've actually done. Mainly it's just been like research and gathering materials. So I really haven't been doing much. But one thing I will say is I am going to be crafting a weapon bench level conveyor belt assembly level 2 and upgrading my base again. But that won't be nearly enough to get me a level. I have a few goals set in mind for next time I stream Power World, which will be this Friday. I also have my Discord also has my stream schedule. I posted it right before I went live because I wasn't quite sure on what I wanted to do or how I wanted to do it. Because I still do have to get back to the Green Hill on Suikoden. I still have to fight the boss in the jungle. Ooh, 2,476. Or not fight the boss in the jungle, fight the boss in the desert in Core Keeper, and I still have materials I need to grind for Palworld. So I still have a lot to do. I kind of got lazy over the weekend, otherwise I would have done pretty much everything. But for Palworld, I have a full week. For Core Keeper, I have until Wednesday. So if I kind of space it out better, like if I do the Core Keeper stuff today after stream, then chances are I'll, and tomorrow get back to Green Hill, then I'll be pretty much set. And I can spend the rest of the time trying to finish off getting what I need for Palworld. It's all about pacing, though. 110. So, yeah. That's kind of been my week. Or last week. I'm actually, I think, getting pretty close to the end of Mina the Hollower, which I'm really excited about. Oh, and, a few things. Because the internet is the internet, I did get spoiled on a couple of things, which is unfortunate, but it happens. In terms of spoilers for Palworld, I saw quite a few new pals, either because of clips or videos on stream that are just flat out spoilers, or I also played with my friends, and apparently they had a couple of pals I'd never seen before working one of their bases, because they were ahead of me, which is fine. I'm not mad or upset, because I still have to find them, capture them, and see what they do, with their abilities and all that good stuff. So I'm not really too upset about that. Number 2 is apparently there is a secret ending to Mina the Hollower. And also I learned a little bit about where the last tower is, or generator is. I'm not sure the exact details, because like I said, it was a small spoiler, but it is what it is. Funny enough, I haven't run into any spoilers on any of the other games. No Suikoden spoilers. There is a very funny clip of Palworld about this guy riding this very big chicken. It's not like a chickapee, it's a new pal fighting the giant whale at the end of the game. Actually, he's not really at the end of the game. He's pretty close to the end of the game. He's not like the final boss. At least I don't think he is, because there are other bosses I've seen that are just as grandiose as him. It's like a giant... a big chicken versus a mountain-sized whale, and it's hilarious. But regardless, spoilers aside, I'm still really enjoying Mina the Hollower and Power World. I do not think I will platinum either of them, though. And we do have some new games coming out. I won't say soon, because I'm not entirely sure, but eventually, sometime this year. So, I do have backups planned for when I finish those games. Some of them were going to be quite different. I'm just waiting for the games to actually come out. Because there's some of the demos I actually played on stream. Some of those games are already coming out here in the not-so-distant future. So that's pretty much all of the game-related updates and the going-ons. Haven't really come across any YouTube videos or dramas or anything of interest on YouTube, for the most part. So, we are currently at $3,361 towards our $6,300. That's pretty good. That's not bad. Oh, something I do actually want to briefly touch on is, apparently, I've not seen the movie, but the new Avatar animated movie was actually really good, from what a lot of people have been saying, which is cool, because I've seen, like I said, bits and pieces of the live action, and I feel like they messed up with the characters in the live action of Avatar. And it's not just because, oh, they cast this person for this. I see. Sassy is being active. I see. 296. But, it's not that, oh, they changed things in the show or moved things around. It's what they left out is what bugs me the most about the remake of the show. Because they left out, in my personal opinion, some incredibly crucial things and changed some incredibly crucial things about certain characters. And I'm not talking about the romance between characters I could give a crap less. The friendship and the relationship of the characters is relatively important, but the whole relationship revolving around them getting together doesn't bug me. Like, I don't care who winds up with who, so long as they keep the nature and relationship of said character intact. For example, Katara is the mother of the group. She's always been the motherly figure. So taking any of that away from her is taking away from her character. Like, she's always been the caretaker of the group. Not really just the protector, but like the person who always is there to lend an ear to, always compassionate, always caring. Yeah, she has a bit of a mean streak sometimes, but overall, she's like ride or die for her crew. And it's when you change like things like that about characters, I'm not saying they did change that about her, but I'm saying like when you change stuff about that. Yeah, like a normal real life mom. Exactly. The whole thing about her character is she had to take the mom role because of how the story is. Like, there's a giant war going, all the benders of the water tribe that they're from are gone. She lost her mom during a raid, so she had to become the mom to her brother. Early. Way earlier than one would expect. And so she's always had that role as part of the group as well. Because it's in her nature. But she's also a badass warrior who takes no shit. And like, getting rid of the eventual love interest within that group or changing it doesn't bug me, so long as they keep the rest of it. So long as they keep her role, so long as they keep who she is as a person. And I feel like they didn't do that for all the characters. Even like small changes. 108. Like, for example, Toph being more worried about how her family perceives her and her family status, as opposed to being someone who is tired of being held down by her family because she isn't exactly, in their eyes, the most capable of people, because she is literally blind but still has better sight than everyone else because of her abilities. But they only see her as the blind child, and so she literally winds up running away because she knows that if she stays there, she's just going to be hidden from the world. So she has to forge her own path, and she chooses to go with the Avatar in the show. Those sound like two different characters to me. And I personally believe that they chose, from everything I've seen, to focus more on that to give Toph more depth. And unfortunately, she didn't need that kind of change. Because it just makes her seem like a different character to me. And when I say... yeah, it's gonna get there quickly. Who knows, this might be the shortest recording in history. I'm kidding. But... yeah. I will after this handful of packs. But, I can forgive all those minor, those changes to the characters if they didn't mess up the show at the most important, like, scenes of the show. For example, they left out this very important guru named Patik. And they also left out a scene where, when Aang is first learning firebending, he accidentally burns Katara. Because that sets a very important foundation for most of the rest of the show. Aang is impatient, and 398. And as a result, he doesn't want to do things in the proper order. As a result, he gets too big for his britches, tries to go above his pay grade, and winds up accidentally harming someone he cares about. As a result, he becomes afraid of fire. Afraid of fire bending. Because he's afraid he's going to hurt the people around him because he already had. And he felt such guilt about it. And through the entire show, he is reluctant to ever firebend as a result of this happening. He sees it as destruction and pain. Only to later meet not only a guru who helps him kind of work through that emotion and hit all of his guilt about literally everything that's been going on in the entire show, as a means to learn to control this special power he has, but also to set the foundation to some of the more important events that happen just a bit later on in the show. For one, as the Avatar, he has to not have any true earthly attachment. But he mistakes that for saying that he can't love anyone, or be in love with anyone. More or less, he has to be willing to give that person up to fulfill his greater duty to the world, if necessary. And as a result, he almost royally screws up big time. Because his refusal to let someone go in order to complete his training, which would have actually been the difference maker in the entire events that occur. Basically, the Earth Kingdom is taken over through this like coup that's staged. And Aang finds out that Katara, someone he has a huge crush on, is really in mortal danger. So he leaves his training midway through to control this special power called the Avatar State to rescue her. Instead of completing his training and being able to use this awesome power, mid-fight he has to barricade himself and try to complete the training on his own. When he finally emerges from his barricade that he created around himself, he gets sniped in the back. Instead of being able to go in and out of that state immediately, like he could have through completing his training, and as a result, he almost dies. Which nearly actually kills off the whole concept of the Avatar in the process. And in the show, they completely remove the guru. The live action. They completely remove the guru and the fire burning scene. So now, why is Aang not learning firebending from a firebending teacher he meets midway through the show? It makes no sense. Why hasn't he been trying to find a firebender teacher? Like, I think they put the one who tries originally to teach him, but he never makes contact with him in the live action, which is also weird. So it's just like, I feel like the whole argument I'm making is that by making a show that has smaller, less episodes, and cutting everything up and mixing everything around, you're forced to remove things and important pieces of the show as a whole. And in order to make it more dramatic, you have to add new shit, otherwise it's just a single play-by-play remake of the show, which no one would really be that interested in. You have to do something different, so you have to take things away and you have to add things. The problem is, they're taking away important pieces and adding shit that doesn't matter. At least, in my opinion. And so, yeah, I'm not a fan of the live action. But it's cool to see that Avatar people are actually getting something that they can all mostly universally agree on is actually good. I do believe the Avatar creators were originally involved in the remake, but left due to creative differences. But they were also involved in the new animated movie that came out that people seem to be truly enjoying and loving. So that's cool. So what are we up to now in terms of money? 4,000. We're getting there. 4,163. And sorry for the long tangent. By the way, I did just save, so no need to worry about that. I said I apologize about the long tangent I went on, and also I did save just recently, so we're good. But yeah, those are just some opinions. 104. Also, I do believe I am, as weird as it is to say this, despite how bad Nintendo has been with its lawsuits and all that, I am still looking forward to seeing people play Winds and Waves, the new Pokemon game coming out. Because despite everything, I still enjoy seeing people experience new games. And it's not like I ever called for a boycott. I personally won't be buying a Nintendo console. But, like, I'm not going to tell people not to enjoy the things they want to enjoy. And I find it enjoyable to watch people who enjoy genuinely what they're playing. So I'm looking forward to seeing the people who truly love Pokemon play the newest Pokemon game. That's something I am looking forward to. That's actually one of the games I'm looking forward to coming out because it's going to be just good content to watch. And then there's also the demos, as I said earlier, as well as Pal Farm, which I'm also looking forward to, but there is no release date on that. And then I'm trying to think if there's any games that I've heard of off the top of my head that have been announced that I don't have a release date for, other than Enter the Gungeon 2. Because I did everything I wanted to do in Enter the Gungeon. I didn't beat it by any means. I just completed one of the objectives. And I had my fun with that game while doing it. All the ups and downs. Nice demigod pack. Slowly catching up to my side playthrough that I haven't touched in months. I'm waiting until I reach level 100, or until I get that $1 billion god pack on stream. Once I do that, then I'll have no reason not to just go ham on the side game. 4,267. Is that still the marker we're at currently? Because this is one of the games that I know I'm going to wind up platinuming. I just need to... Yeah, okay. I just need to get around to... One, not being addicted to Power World, because I kind of am, I'm not gonna lie. Number two, I need to stop worrying so much about getting big hits off stream. That's why I want to get the biggest hit on stream. That way then it's like if I get it again off stream while I'm just trying to sell that $100,000 card, it's whatever. Because I've already done it on stream. But I guarantee you, once we hit level 100, I'm just going all in to try and sell that $100,000 card. Because that's probably going to be the last achievement I get. So we do have a good long while before I actually just go for it. Cards have kind of been going a little slow. First set has kind of been flying by a bit. Because we're not even an hour in and we're only down to almost 4 boxes. Usually before I take my first break we have like 4 boxes left. So we're moving a bit today. $268. I guess I will say in one vein about Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action, I will say one change they did make that I truly thought was interesting was they tried to humanize Azula, one of the main antagonists, a bit better, a bit more, because one of her whole things was like, she knew she was a monster and didn't care, and in this version, there are parts of her that want to prove that she's not the monster that people think she is, or says she is. Especially, like, she always thought her mother thought of her as a monster, and she wants to prove to her mother that she's not. And that's why she teams up with Zuko during one of the big fights. Rather than it being just manipulation, it's genuinely something completely different. And I kind of like that change, because it doesn't really change much about her character. She's still the crazed monster powerhouse that she always was, but there's a little bit of extra something in there. And it doesn't, in my opinion, take away from her core as a character. So that's one thing I can say I found very interesting. And that's probably the last thing I had to really say about that show. Since it's already going on season 3. So I guess one more thing is, I wonder if they're gonna break it into 4 seasons. So I do believe the original was supposed to be 4 seasons. I'm not entirely sure on that. But I wonder if they're gonna go ahead and break it into 4 seasons. Or more. But, yeah. Regardless. $104. We're coming up pretty soon on our first break of the stream. Oh, another good thing that's been happening, I do believe, is that my bitrate is better, or under control a bit better. It's been excellent for the entire stream so far, and during Power World it only became unstable for a short while. 116 when I played Power World last time. So who knows, maybe I fixed it. 1,482. Are we in the green yet? Wow. Literally $100 more to go until we break even. $137. There we go. $174. is the part of the stream where we kind of chill and vibe, because I've ran out of, like, normal, regular topics for us to discuss. Seeing as how a lot doesn't really happen, and there's not a lot I really want to talk about outside of what I already have. Unless anybody has any topics they want to discuss. Yeah, weekend was quite slow this week. Usually a little bit more happens. Which is unfortunate. But, how was your weekend? Other than slow. It happens. 107. Whoa! I might be going through the break just so I can get these boxes done, and that might have to be it. If it gets too bad. We're supposed to be expecting thunderstorms. Ooh! 488. I'll write that number down, and then I will continue to count the cards as we go. Oh, whoops. Okay, cool. Calculator. There we go. Cool. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna go through the break, just empty out this box, and then I'll see if the storm gets any worse or not. If by the time I haven't, if the storm hasn't gotten any worse, or, like, anything by the time I've reached this last box, then, yeah, but if suddenly the video cuts out, that's probably because something happened. Nothing bad or anything, more like maybe a power surge or something. At worst. Welcome back. You missed literally nothing. 155, just in time. I said I wasn't going to take a break today. I want to get through these 3 boxes. And if the storm has gotten any worse, then I might think about calling it really early because I don't want to have to stop midway through the next set of 10. 114. We'll see how bad the weather gets by the time I get to that next set. Oh yeah, I have been saving, don't worry. I've been saving randomly at certain points. Okay. Last set of 8 for this box. $1,102 of profit. Certainly not the worst I've seen. A nice mini god pack. 135. Oh, we still got 2 boxes to go. Good thing I'm charging my phone. That's all I can say. Well, it's funny because right before stream, I'm like, my phone's running kinda low, so maybe I should charge it. And next thing I know, I get the alert at the start of stream. I'm like, well, good thing. Should be fully charged by now. Nope, 41 minutes until it's fully charged. But it's still more than enough charged for a little bit. Especially since I don't use it all that often. Mine's at like 61%. So it would last for 2 or 3 days minimum. $135. $142. I thought that would be a god pack, but I was wrong. That was weird. Just 2 good cards back to back. I'll take it. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Same. I'm gonna charge it up until the very last minute. $169. That was actually close. My other monitor almost shut down on me because I forgot to unmute the stream on it. My stream preview. 278. $1,961 of profit. Not bad, not bad. Could be way better, could be way worse. I'll put it in the not bad category, don't know about you. Yeah, meh. Not bad, not good. Meh. Yeah, good is when we make our original investment and pay for the next box. Actually, personally, I think that's great. Or fantastic, even. Anything beyond that is absolutely insane. Made good is making a good amount of profit. I would say somewhere in the 3 to 4K range would be good profit, because then it's a nice cushion for going into the next set. But, we think differently, and that's fine. Yeah. I mean, a 1K God Pack will give you about $6,000, depending. Or more. I actually had a talk with my friends. That whole 6-7 meme has ruined the internet. Because every time I say 6 or 7, my first thought is, please don't do the meme. So I never intentionally say, So I never intentionally, like, try to set up the meme or not. I can't stand that meme. The storm's actually gotten kind of quiet. Should I buy 3 boxes and go 333, or should I go... or 334, I mean. Or should I buy all 10 and hope that the storm doesn't kick up? Well, the problem is, even having to stop midway through means we can't calculate unless we save the current price we were at versus the current cost of the boxes until next week, or actually the week after. Actually, not true. Because we can just pretend like we've spent the 6,300 and go 3 boxes at a time. So we can still get an accurate representation, but if we have to stop midway through, it's fine. We won't have any extra boxes for the next week. At least in my personal opinion. Plus, it's easier for me to get through them quicker. But we'll do the 10. I'll take my first and only break at the stream here in about 20 or so minutes. I do need to get a drink of water though, from my bottle of water. Nice little demigod pack there. Oh, here's an interesting bet. Will we reach level 92? I don't have channel points, but if I did, that would be one of the wagers I would make right there. Yes or no, will we reach level 92? I think another cool bet would be like, if we're gonna get over a 2K card and then like gradually after we get it, increase the value of the card. So it's like, will we get a 3K? Will we get a 4K? Will we get a 5K? Or over? I mean, that would be cool. Engage the chat more. Another demigod pack. We're getting a lot of demigod packs. Too bad we can't sell any of them. I would just be wasting money at that point. And the poking has begun. Yeah, and a nasty look on top. So, I know we didn't have much profit going into the second set of cards, but how much are we down so far on the second set of cards? Still $1,961 starting out in the negative so far. So we need quite a bit more in order to break even again. Whoops. Okay, cool. So our first box is down. I see no reason to save right now, because we haven't gotten anything good. Once we start getting actual hits, that's when I'll start worrying about saving. I mean, I'll save regardless when I go to take a break, just in case, but... there we go, 403. I think after this box, I'm gonna take a break. Since we only have like 2 handfuls of packs left. I would save the grand total we're at right now, in case something happens on break. And save it to a notepad or something. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We did get 1 card worth selling, so... Alright, cool. When we come back, we're gonna finish ripping these packs. Likely that'll be it. So it might be a shorter stream than usual. But thanks for sticking around, and I will be back shortly. Oh, that's starting soon. Alright, anyways, thanks for watching. Alright, I am back. I'm gonna get a quick drink of water. Alright. There we go. Oh, I have 2 instances of the calculator open. Alright. Let's get back to it. Welcome back, Mom. Thank you for the welcome back. Alright. I tried to mute, but I wasn't quick enough. Weather's said to be like this on and off all night. Okay. Thank you. What I actually might have to do is switch around some stuff then. I'm not going to be able to... I'm going to have to switch up what I was planning on doing after stream. I might have to just go ahead and try to blitz my way back to Green Hill on Suikoden. And then, like, do as much grinding for the desert boss as possible. In between having to get on and off. Unfortunate, but it happens. Or you might just have to have a filler stream, part of a filler stream. Me getting ready to fight the boss again. Either or. Two seconds, I need to blow my nose. There we go. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. It's today have not been too kind so far. Just highly unfortunate. And bitrate still is looking good. So, I might have actually fixed those issues. Which I am very happy about. Has the stream buffered at all today? So far. Well, that's good. I am glad that the stream is not buffered. Inching our way up to level 92. Yeah, but you never know. I don't know why it was buffering at the bitrate it was, or having issues with the... It was weird. It was saying it was having issues, but it wasn't having any issues. It was very, very weird. But I guess, like, it could have issues or something. $142. So, what are we at for price so far? I don't believe we've had many hits. Today's been very bad with the hits. Not, like, terrible because we've gotten enough to break even, but... 2,506 out of 6,000 that we need. Ouch. We are not doing so hot. Yeah, so we need around 4K to break even. For those who don't know, we like to count the cards based off sell value that we can sell, and we compare that to the total price of the box. So we like to count profits. And so far, we are in the red. But we still got plenty of boxes to go. Usually at worst, we break even. So I'm not too terribly concerned. Because it basically only takes one good god pack to completely break even. I'm still waiting for that Vampire Survivors DLC to come out. Well, I might not play it on stream, I might buy it for myself. So I did a majority of all the DLCs on stream. Especially the Castlevania. $110. So far, my game of the year actually is Mina the Hollower. Love Core Keeper, but it didn't come out this year, so 229. I love Power World. I have my issues with it. It's absolutely a blast, but I still just like Mina more. It's far, it's been my favorite game I've played this year, so... Oh, I guess I forgot to mention something. I did do a little bit of catching of other creatures in Power World off stream. No. I think we have way more than that. Let me finish running through these packs real quick. And, I'll take a quick glance around. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 after this one box. So we've been through 4 boxes after this box so far. The second set always goes way slower than the first, it feels like. Yeah, well, the cards haven't been too impressive overall, let's be honest. Like I said, not been the worst, but certainly not been the best. Then these next couple of packs, I think we'll hit level 92. Yeah. 157. Finally a hit after how long? But on the other hand, like I said, any minute now we're going to reach level 92. $248. almost halfway there. For our profit. I am fighting the urge to sing Bon Jovi halfway there. So we're over halfway there then. $1,517. Finally, a really good hit. Level 92, we did it. $4,767. Not bad. Actually, pretty bad, but you know, better than nothing. We're getting closer. Yeah, less than 2K away from being even. With 4 boxes it looks like so far. Left to go. $331. $1,300 left to go. We have 5 boxes left. And we begin our ascent to level 93. 205. Unfortunately, we literally just did that the other last time we streamed it. This is a new day, our first set on this new day. wait. No, we started at the end, we opened shop first thing last stream. That's right. So we've been on this day for a little bit. But not nearly as long as we needed to. I still don't think we have the amount of cards required for decent sales. $108. I will say we're still making insane time. It's gonna be a pretty short YouTube video. From pokes to slaps. We have reached that stage. For those wondering, every once in a while, we try to poke the cards to wake them up. And we have went from pokes to slaps. My question is, when do we reach the dropkick phase? I've often said this, but this is like the one game I can't get annoyed with. Like, there's nothing this game can do aside from, like, deleting my save data that, I actually genuinely get annoyed with. And my mom says that she's thinking about it. She's thinking about drop kicking them. Yep, warming up for it right now. We've got 4 boxes left. I'd give it until we're down to 2 boxes with no hits to drop kick. Then again, I'm nicer than you are. With these cards. I'm just chilling and vibing. She's gearing up. She's gonna do it. Is it gonna be a standing drop kick, or are you gonna jump off the top turnbuckle? Ah, drop kick punt. I see, I see. $327. I think the cards bought themselves a time, a little bit more time. Only need 600 more to break even. $248. We're so close. dare say, this is quite disappointing. We've got 3 boxes left. We are even so close. We are even closer. We're only a couple hundred away because I think at this moment. There it is. The punt kick. Yep, 400 away. That $300 previous card definitely bought the packs some more time, but yeah. After you punted him, you needed to go fetch him. I mean, at this point, do we really need them? If this is what we're getting from them. 296. True. They probably wouldn't go too far if I kicked them. So. Age has nothing to do with it. 200 and, I already said that number, I do believe. Wow. 6,282 out of 6,300. So we need less than 20. The next hit essentially means we break even. Guaranteed. 142. There it is. We broke even. And the storm is starting to kick up again. Wow, 383. Packs would have been nice to have a bit earlier. $507 in the green. Let's go. Still 2 boxes, so anything can happen. $253. $314. Now's when we start getting all of the hits. Very unfortunate. But still fortunate to have them. $155. We're getting, I think we have about 2 to 3 more handfuls till we're on our last box. Yeah, we need $700 more to make the same profit we did as before. So basically, we're doing even worse than the first time. The second set is worse than the first set, somehow. Because the first set was not great. We're still in the green, though. May not be by much, but we are still in the green, so... At least it's not a loss. At the rate it was going, I was actually starting to get a little bit worried it would be. Ah, there we go, 1,517. All it takes is one good god pack to turn the whole thing around. Well, we made back what we spent, and we also made back our original profit. So... that's a thing. We are on our last box. Alright, I'll keep track of the cards while you're gone. Chances are we won't get anything though, so... I've kind of given up on these boxes this set. Ooh, thunder getting loud. Ish. $153. 177. Come on, something big. $330 worth of cards is all you missed. In all reality, you didn't miss much. It was fine. Like I said, you didn't miss much. Well, with these boxes, you absolutely did. Okay then. I'm gonna go ahead and do my YouTube outro. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell to be notified when I post my next YouTube video. If you want to catch me live, come on over to twitch.tv/onedamngamer, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. EST. That's where I'll be. As soon as I open these last handful of cards, that will be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Figured I'd do that in case the video cut out. $338. And that's it. That's all the boxes. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.